In 1380, a clandestine group of masked warriors pursues a strangely behaving woman. Suddenly, a car emerges from a rift in the sky, carrying two robots, a Thunder and Guard, who are tasked with capturing the alien within the woman to protect Earth from the escaped alien convicts. Guard successfully extracts the alien using his luminous blade, but the woman tragically dies, leaving her infant daughter behind. The duo then returns to 2012, where Guard incinerates the captured alien in a special cell at his home, along with other captured aliens. To his surprise, he finds that Thunder has brought the baby girl back with them. A guard is left to care for her baby for the next decade, awaiting the arrival of the next prisoner convoy. In 1391, Goryeo, a magician, uses his abilities to capture criminals from wanted posters for bounty money. Despite the thieves' resilience, Goryeo's various tricks, including summoning warrior catmen from his fan, ensure their capture. After receiving his reward, Goryeo is drawn to a high-paying job involving an exotic dagger, despite it triggering strange flashbacks. He decides to pursue it, leading him to a local prison and prisoner Dong-ai, who may have information. Goryeo possesses Dong-ai's son to visit him and uses his powers to steal the cell key. Goryeo then visits Dong-ai, offering a key for information, and he learns that a blade found in a fishing net was sold to a former magistrate, Yoon-gam, who now runs an inn. Goryeo and his catmen visit the city and the inn, where they encounter a strangely dressed suitor. Yoon-gam, displeased with Goryeo's questions, freezes him in place with his powers. The suitor, claiming to know about the blade, attacks Yoon-gam upstairs. With his catman's help, Goryeo finds Yoon-gam attacked and the blade on the floor. Dong-ai, also present, grabs the blade and flees, pursued by the suitor. Goryeo stays behind with Yoon-gam, who warns him not to awaken. Goryeo, noticing Yoon-gam's bounty on the suitor, attempts to confront him, but is overpowered and knocked unconscious. His catmen rescue him and discover a spaceship in the river, revealed due to a drought. A rustling in the trees hints at a presence, but only a fleeing lady in red is seen when a torch is thrown. Meanwhile, in 2022, a guard frequently meets with teachers due to 10-year-old Yeon's alien and robot tales, which are dismissed as fiction. The guard, often hit on by Ka and the aunt of Yeon's friend Min's son, ignores her advances. After school, Yeon hides a second phone in the car's compartment, and once home, she overhears the guard discussing an upcoming convoy needing 107 humans for implantation. At night, Yeon retrieves her phone, accidentally discovering alien technology in the car. Thunder, an alien, reveals himself to prevent her from touching it and explains Yeon's past origins. A message reveals the next implantation site to be a hospital, and Yeon visits the hospital, recording events in case her memory was erased. She encounters police officer Do-seok, who advises caution. Suddenly, a spaceship appears, dropping a stone that transforms into a cocoon, releasing tentacles that implant alien prisoners into humans. And this apparently also included Do-seok. Yeon escapes unscathed, observed by the guard who retrieves the stone, as life resumes its normal course post the spaceship's departure. In 1391, Goryeo and his catmen locate Suitor's old shack, finding a temple's note requesting him to steal a blade and a painting depicting a spaceship, aliens, and thunder. The temple, headquarters of masked warriors, is visited by mages Yok-sol and Chong-yoon, who present magical items to leader Ja-jeong. Uninterested in trinkets, Ja-jeong desires the glowing blade and hires the mages to retrieve it. In the city, Goryeo learns of a notable family that purchased the blade. He infiltrates their wedding, posing as the groom, and alone with the bride, he finds her familiar but doesn't recognize her as the Red Lady from the River Night. He discovers a gun under her skirt, which she dismisses as she serves tea. After a sip of tea, Goryeo steps outside, learning from his catman about the blade in the family storehouse. Upon entering, he feels ill and spots the Red Lady also searching for the blade. The magus arrives, demanding the blade and using magic to compel the family leader. Feeling unwell, Goryeo realizes the Red Lady drugged his tea, and she fights the magus using martial arts and gunfire, seizing the blade when presented by the family leader. The magus then retaliates with an invisible cloak. Despite the magus' tricks, the Red Lady defeats them, injuring Hyuk-seol and Chong-woon before attempting to escape with the blade. She's ambushed by masked warriors who take her and the blade, leaving behind a gun. Muriok is rescued by his catmen, who also retrieve the gun, and in 2022, Yi-in stays with Min's son, sharing her hospital video, which Ka overhears. The guard locates her, sending Thunder to retrieve her to avoid Ka's advances, and at home, Thunder explains the implantation process, its purpose for universal peace, and the alien's vulnerability to Earth's atmosphere. Yi-in's objections to non-consensual use of humans as prisoners are dismissed. Unable to sleep, Yi-in finds solace in Thunder's presence in the car, and the following day an unexpected spaceship approaches Earth. Do-suk, feeling unwell, mistakenly shoots an unarmed criminal, leading to trouble at work. The criminal escapes, but Do-suk overhears co-workers planning to buy from him. He intercepts the illicit exchange, killing all involved. Later he awakens confused in his tub, holding the victim's bloody clothes. As a spaceship approaches Earth, Thunder detects it, sounds an alarm, and he also senses the awakening of an alien within Do-suk. Despite Yi-in's refusal to leave the car, the guard pressed for time due to the spaceship's imminent arrival, taking off in the car, which transforms into a spaceship with Yi-in inside. In the city, a red alien disembarks from the ship, pursuing Do-suk into an elevator. The guard, transforming into armor mode, confronts the alien, oblivious to Yi, and seizing the opportunity to steal his left-behind gun. Guard and the alien engage in a fierce battle, culminating in a fall through the elevator floor. The alien uses its tentacles to disarm Guard of his glowing blade, and as Thunder rescues Guard, the alien pursues Do-suk, who is fleeing in his police car, initiating a citywide chase. Guard, transforming his car into a spaceship, joins the pursuit. The spaceships exchange fire, with Thunder identifying a bright red circle on the enemy ship as a weak point. Guard ascends to minimize city damage, but is shot down into the sea by the enemy, who then pursues Do-suk. After hitting the police car, the alien lands, brandishing the blade at Do-suk, and as the blade awakens the leader, the red alien contemplates its mission, seizing Guard before self-destructing. The controller, the alien leader, exits Do-suk's body, taking the blade to the spaceship. Thunder leaves Yi in the car to assist Guard, attempting to recharge him with his own energy. Limited by his own survival, Thunder can only do so much. Once revived, the guard sends Thunder to assess the situation, and Thunder then discovers the red alien brought Hava, a substance that can alter Earth's atmosphere, allowing alien criminals to exist freely but killing humans. Guard, low on energy, fights the controller but is repelled as Hava dispenses in the city. The controller leaves behind a blade, which Guard uses to try to control Hava. Thunder protects Yi-in, seen by the controller, who has returned to Do-suk's body. Do-suk triggers Hava, creating a lethal red fog. Thunder clears a path for escape, sends Yi-in away, and pursues the controller while Guard seals Hava in the ship. Yi-in, revealed to be the grown-up Red Lady, dreams of the red fog. She awakens in a temple, confined within a magical prison. Sutter and Jia deliberate on locating the controller, believed to be within one of the 4 witnesses from a decade ago. Concurrently, Ryuk, plagued by strange flashbacks, and his catmen ambushed masked warriors for their clothes and temple access. Mages use a unique plant to heal Yoseol's gunshot wound, while Jia receives news of the resurfaced spaceship. The blade begins to glow, puzzling Jia, and despite the mage's curiosity, Jia dismisses them post-meal, and Myo-ruk, disguised as a servant, serves Yan food and questions her familiar identity. Initially silent, Yan agrees to talk in exchange for the return of her gun, and Yan reveals her and the blade's origin from the future. Skeptical, Ryuk is grabbed by her, causing his clothes to burn against the magical barrier. Frightened, he hands her the gun and flees. However, Yan was incapacitated by the poisoned food. The mages are also poisoned and using magic to counteract the effect while seeking an antidote. Myo-ruk, lowered through the roof by catmen, appears behind them to steal the blade. As the mages request his help for the antidote, masked warriors interrupt, bringing coffins for the mages. Myo-ruk combats his attacker, securing an antidote upon realizing Yan's poisoning, and as he escapes, Jia intercepts him, and meanwhile, Hyuk-seol obtains an antidote, sharing it with Chong-woon. The Catmen rescue Mu-ruk, but he returns to the temple to aid Yan, where the magical barrier has fallen. He administers the antidote to Yan, but Jia discovers and stabs him, reclaiming the blade. Yan and Mu-ruk are then entombed, with Mu-ruk's coffin cast into the sea. In 2022, two aliens, future Sutter and Jia, connect with the controller. The guard, aware of his duty to intervene, first confesses to Yan about killing her mother due to the alien within her. He urges Yan to leave for her safety, and she packs the stolen gun, and as Thunder transports Yan to Min Sun's house, the controller-possessed Sok and his accomplices invade the guard's home to reclaim the ship. However, the guard lacks the strength to resist them, and initially, Thunder was reluctant to return and assist, but Yan persuades him by pointing out the ship's vulnerability. Upon arrival, Thunder engages in combat with the aliens, while Yan aids the feeble guard to get into the car. Once they were all safe inside the car with the knife, they start to drive off, only to find the aliens in pursuit. Left with no other choice, the guard uses the knife to create a portal to the past, and the car, along with the aliens, ends up in the year 1381. Yoon-gam, Dong-ai, and the mages spot the car in the sky. Unbeknownst to the aliens, there's an additional member in the group, a very young Mu-ryuk. Upon landing, the guard attempts to confront Do-suk, but is tragically killed by his tentacles. In a fit of rage, Jian fires at Do-suk as the portal shuts, causing Do-suk to push the car into the river. The car reverts to its ship form, and the blade slips from Yan's grasp, and as Do-suk was in the search of a new host, a young Mu-ryuk arrives at the river and assists Yan out of the water. He also recovers the bag containing the gun, and the memory is recalled by Mu-ryuk inside the coffin, enabling him to escape as he is somehow still alive. Meanwhile, at the temple, Yan's coffin was being interred, but she awakens just in time to use her gun to break free. She also shoots Jia Xiong, allowing her to retrieve the blade before going into hiding. At this juncture, the mages arrive and start battling the aliens, and Sutter, however, disregards them and pursues Yan, stealing the blade while the mages attempt to trap Ji Xiong in a vase. Out of the blue, Mu-ryuk appears and engages Sutter in combat, providing Yan with an opportunity to flee. Her injuries hinder her movement, but Yan's soul senses her pain, indicating that she's a long-lost child of a dear friend. The mage offers Yan some medicine, while the alien within Sutter exits the body, incapacitates Mu-ryuk, and then pursues Yan. Hyuk's soul battles Sutter, and upon regaining consciousness, Mu-ryuk joins the fight. Yan, utilizing one of the many magical items possessed by the mage, fires at Sutter's human form, enabling her to reclaim the blade. Regrettably, Chong-woon lacks the strength to maintain the vase single-handedly, leading to Jia Zhang's escape. As Mu-ryuk finally defeats Sutter, Ji Xiong pursues Yan, who lures him to the river, with the two Catmen trailing behind. Before his demise, Sutter reveals to Mu-ryuk that there's something within him. Suddenly, he is hit with a wave of flashbacks, and he recalls the day he encountered Yan. He had investigated a noise in the forest, only to stumble upon Do-suk. Seizing the opportunity, the controller vacated Do-suk's body and embedded itself in the boy. Overwhelmed by this revelation, Mu-ryuk faints, prompting the mages to contemplate whether they should eliminate him as well, and in 2022, Ka arrives at the guard's residence and witnesses the car entering the portal, only then realizing that they had left a spaceship behind.
And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our video. Watch the next recaps on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.